baby boomers and the whole thing going on. It certainly is good advice. We're going to have to be more aware of that in our daily lives. And our next speaker is Eddie. Eddie is going to give a speech called Desired Riches.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and honored guests. Who here would like more riches in their life? Good number. Now, who here knows exactly what they need to adjust in their current life in order to get the riches they desire? Well, for the rest of you that don't, I'm here to tell you what you need to change or to adjust in your life in order to get the riches you desire. And it's very simple. All you have to adjust is your mind. You see, there was a researcher about 70 years ago, and his sole job for 20 years was to research the wealthiest people of his time. And he came up with a conclusion that what you can conceive and you can believe, your mind can achieve. So what this means is that if you think you can do it and believe you can do it, you're going to be able to do it. But it first starts with adjusting your mind. You can't just want something and not believe you can get it, because most likely you're not going to take the steps necessary in order to go out and get it. For example, say you want a boat. You really want the boat, but you don't believe you can get the boat. You're not going to go out there and get the loan. You're not going to go out there and shop for boats. You're just going to watch from a distance and dream about it. So the first step is you got to obviously know what you want, but then you got to believe. That's the second step, that you can get it. Once you believe you can get it, you're going to do everything possible in order to get what you want. Now, a lot of people, common excuse is they lack the education or they lack the finances. But when you focus on what you don't have, you're less likely to focus on obtaining what you want. For example, Thomas Edison, he's one of the most famous inventors in American history. He only had a formal education, but from a young age, he knew he wanted to be an inventor. So he wasn't focusing on all the things he didn't have. He wasn't focusing on the fact that he didn't have a PhD, that he didn't have any finances. He was just focusing on inventing. And before you know it, he became the greatest inventor that America has ever seen, one of them at least. So you have to remember that if you want something, focus on what you're going to do to obtain it and believe that you can obtain it. Instead of focusing on all the reasons you don't have it, all the reasons you can't get it, every negative thought possible in order that would lead you to not get it. Now, it does get a little more complicated, but the first thing you have to remember is you got to conceive it, think of the idea, believe it, and you will be able to achieve it. But for those of you out there who are not sure what the greatest riches in the world is, you're in luck, because you all have it. The greatest riches in the world is your mind, and the wisdom of your mind to be able to know what it wants, to decipher what it wants, and to go after what it wants to give you a better life. So today, before you decide what you want, be grateful for what you have, which is the wisdom of your mind. Once you do that, you can adjust your mind in order to get what you want, and you'll be able to get all the riches you desire. Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you, Eddie. Well, we're all going to be rich.